was so happy that they survived, because if they didn't survive, I wouldn't be here.
As someone who have tested with various DNA companies, I had no idea that I would have reacted this way when I received my African Ancestry DNA results. Let's start from the beginning. My mother's lineage has always been of great interest to me. I wanted to learn more about the direct line of women who came before. Where did they live? What did they do? What part of them lives in me today? You've met my mommy, Marcella. Now it's time to go deeper into my maternal line. When my maternal grandmother Helen was alive, she helped me build her side of my family tree. I learned that her mother's name was Caroline, and I received a wealth of information. After my grandmother passed away, I flew to the land of her birth to learn more about my family's history. My grandmother only knew her grandmother as Mama Gurley. On that trip, I learned that her real name was Rebecca. It is recorded in the St. Vincent birth records that my great-great-grandmother Rebecca had given birth to 13 children between 1866 and 1884. Unfortunately, there was no trace of who her parents were and where they came from. Now that my paper trail came to an end, it was time to turn to DNA technology. Both 23andMe and Ancestry DNA taught me that 91% of my genetic makeup comes from Africa. 23andMe confirmed that my maternal line is 100% African, and it started in Western Central Africa. I wanted to know more, so I turned to African Ancestry. African Ancestry has a mitochondrial test that connects you to tribal groups whom you share maternal DNA with. I know that I'm a Kalalu of almost every West African ethnic group, but I want to know the African country of origin and tribe that I share maternal ancestry with. My results were expected to be ready between June 11th and July 9th. On July 7th, I received an email from African Ancestry with an update regarding my test kit. I've learned from the email's title that my analysis was delayed. The email reads, "Hello, I know that you are excited and maybe even a bit anxious to receive your results. I want to keep you up to date on your test and let you know that your analysis is still in progress. It is important to me that we acknowledge your wait. Please be assured that our team is taking the time needed to deliver quality, accurate results. The analysis of your samples was successful. Our scientific team has determined that your sequence is unique and requires a bit more attention. This test provides a significant step down the path towards your self-discovery. Rest assured that we are dedicated to providing your results as soon as possible, and we will notify you as soon as they're being prepared for delivery. If there are any further updates, we will let you know as soon as possible. Sincerely, Gina Page." I appreciate the open communication they had with me. My results were sent to me on September 9th. Before you get upset about that, consider this. Honestly, I'd rather wait for the correct results than to rush them, which would make room for error. Now, let's get to the results. So last night I was getting ready to go to bed and something told me to check my email. When I checked it, I got an email from African Ancestry letting me know that my results were ready. I instantly ran downstairs to my computer so that I can see the results. I was so nervous checking my results. I didn't know how I was going to feel, and I did not know what they were going to say. So take a look. Dear Allison, it is with great pleasure that I report your test results. We have determined that you share maternal genetic ancestry with people living in 2 countries today: Fula people in Guinea-Bissau and Temne people in Sierra Leone. When I saw my results for the first time, I sat there in silence. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to think. I just sat there. And I needed some time to just take it all in. So many emotions ran through me. I was excited, happy, sad. I felt so many different emotions that I just sat still and I didn't know what to think.
I can't talk. finish this tomorrow.
I couldn't talk for the video, but I knew I needed to talk to someone because there's no way I would have been able to go to sleep with all those emotions inside of me. I needed to get those emotions out. Out of everyone I knew the one person that would understand how I was feeling was my friend Andrea. So I gave her a call. You may remember her from the Ancestry DNA video that we did together. And as soon as I started talking to her, my real emotions came out.
Now I know where they come from. I just can't stop thinking about. I can't stop thinking about what they possibly went through to get to the West Indies. And I feel so sorry for them, and I'm so happy that they survived, because if they didn't survive, I wouldn't be here.
Which means that you have to survive too. And which means that they were strong and powerful and smart.
I love my parents and I love my siblings, and I can't imagine being taken away from them and never see them again. And I just can't.
I get it.
I didn't know I was gonna react this way, but
it was a very emotional moment for me, and I'm so thankful to my friend Andrea for helping me through it. I didn't know what my reaction was going to be. I did not know that I was going to start crying like that, but it makes sense. I've always wanted to trace my maternal line for such a very long time, and now I know my direct line. I hail from the direct line of women who belonged to the Fula people in Guinea-Bissau and the Timne people in Sierra Leone. I'm so happy that they've survived the Middle Passage. I'm so happy that my foremothers survived enslavement in St. Vincent. I'm so happy that my foremothers survived life after enslavement. They married, they had families, they did the best that they could with what they had. They passed their knowledge down, daughter to daughter to daughter to daughter. From the Fula and Temne women, their DNA was passed down to my great-great-grandmother Rebecca, who passed it down to my great-grandmother Caroline, who passed it down to my grandmother Helen, who passed it down to my mother Marcella, who passed it down to me. I feel so good knowing that information. And I can't wait to share it with the rest of the women in my family. My mother and sisters already know, but I'm going to share this with all of the women who share the direct maternal line with me. According to my results from African Ancestry, it says that my maternal line belongs to the haplogroup L1C1, which was extremely familiar because when I took my 23andMe test years ago, it said that I belong to the maternal haplogroup L1C1C. This is to show that it's two different companies, different tests, and they're both leading me back to the same maternal line. The difference between the two companies is that 23andMe will give you the code for your maternal line, but African Ancestry will give you an actual tribe and country for your maternal line. I love the fact that both companies who tested my maternal lines, they both said the same thing. Caribbean culture has a very heavy mixture of ancient West African traditions, from the Mokojambi, Blue Devils, Juve, Carnival, and Rhythm section. We celebrate our West African influences. I was curious to find out what family traditions are connected to my African Ancestry results. This really surprised me. According to the article, a few interesting things to know about Fulani women. Fula mothers attempt to lengthen their babies' noses by pressing them between their fingers, stretching and squeezing hard. They also attempt to shape their children's heads into the ideal round shape. As soon as I read that, I instantly called my mommy because she did that with me and all of my siblings when we were newborns. But I never understood why she did that. Now I know. When I was born, mommy used coconut oil and practiced that same Fula ritual with me. Historically, the Fula are nomadic people who traveled from one region to another seeking water for their cattle herds. It's amazing to see that tradition of taking care of cattle continue through my mother's uncle. Their teachings never died, and it's so amazing that those people still live through us. The Timne people are known as farmers, and they farmed crops like peanuts, sweet potato, and different foods. It made me so happy to know that because it reminds me of when my mother talked about her grandmother.
My grandmother, when we lived in St. Vincent, and she came from the field with her open basket of sweet potato and peanuts. We would go by the standpipe and we would wash those peanuts fresh from the earth and wash those potatoes. We had our own field in the yard also. So but she did work out as a gardener. And she came home and she go in her field and she dig those sweet potatoes and those peanuts, and you go by the standpipe and wash those jammies, and she would boil them. And my brothers and I, we would sit on the steps and we would eat those peanuts and the milk running down our faces, the sides of our mouths. And when she would boil the corn, we would eat those corn. Oh, she roast the corn and we would take the corn and shuck them off and play a game called Ship Sail.
Okay.
Or with the peanut called Ship Sail, how many men on deck? And if you guess the correct amount, if the person gets the correct amount of grains you have in your hand, you have to give that person those grains. If the person is wrong, they have to give you the amount that they said you have in your hand. Those were great days.
African Ancestry, thank you so much. I'm about to cry again. African Ancestry, thank you so much for what you've done. I know that there may have been times where you were probably second guessing the launching of your business. I'm so thankful that you did. You've greatly helped people like me who crave to find out where our family traditions came from. I know that my maternal line is a small percentage of my entire genetic makeup, but knowing a small percentage is so much better than not knowing anything at all. I know my direct maternal line. For that, I'm forever grateful. I know my father's line as well, the Akile people from Gabon. Now my brothers can share that knowledge with their sons, passing down stories and traditions from mother to child and from father to son. That's very important. Thanks to African Ancestry, we have that back so that we can share our legacy with future generations. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And to you who's watching, thank you so much for watching this video and for being here with me on this journey. I would love to hear from you. Have you tested with African Ancestry? If you have, let me know your results in the comments. If you have any thoughts about it or any questions about it, you can ask me in the comments as well, and I will gladly answer them for you. Please subscribe for more result videos. See you later. Bye.